Hey everybody, Pacemaker again. It is September 6th. Through the burnt forest you can see Mount Washington, and still walking through a lava field. I did come out of a lava field, well, basically the same lava field, and went into some timber, and that was nice because it's a good place for lunch, well shaded. So this is kind of cool, walking through this old lava field. It's hard. It's very hard to walk on, but it's also neat. I don't know when this forest fire happened, but obviously it looks like it was a pretty big one. So, yeah, Mount Washington. It's pretty cool. The old man George, he's got a few Mount Washingtons named after him, so rightfully so, being our first president. And I just assume that this mountain's named after him. But anyways, so here we are, going that direction, Washington. So hopefully I'll be in the state of Washington in about 4 or 5 days. Should. I've got less than 200 miles, like 150 miles or so. So definitely should be able to. I took my biggest break. Oh, no. I don't know. I took a pretty big break in South Lake Tahoe when my wife came out. But took a big break in Bend and Sisters. Sisters is a really neat town. It's larger than most of the small towns we come to. It has, it has a Subway, has a McDonald's, has a grocery store. It's basically a tourist town, so it has a lot of different things, places to eat, and even if you didn't go into Bend, that's a good place to take a zero. Some nice hotels. I stayed at the Sisters Inn and Suites. What an awesome hotel. Not bad as far as price goes. I think it was like $80 was the PCT discount, but the room was unbelievable. All the rooms are decorated in pine furniture, the bed, the chest of drawers, and everything. So it's a great atmosphere, super clean, super nice people that run it, and I would definitely recommend staying there. It's across the street from the Best Western. I was headed to the Best Western, and a lot of traffic that day. I didn't feel like crossing the road because the traffic wasn't letting up, so I thought, well, I'll just check out Sisters Inn and Suites, and I'm glad I did. But yeah, I spent a few days there, and went into Bend, spent a couple days, had to go to REI. In one of my previous videos, I mentioned something about the darn tough socks. Well, I have a different review on them now. I bought those in Ashland, and 3 days later they already had holes in them. I wore my Smart Wool PhD socks for 1,100 miles, and it was like 900 miles before I ever saw a hole. I didn't even get 50 miles and I had a hole in those darn tough socks. Yes, they're guaranteed, but on a through hike, it's not worth it. You need socks that last longer than 3 days. So at the REI, I went back to my PhDs, bought 2 more pair, and now I have comfortable socks again. I love those socks. Probably all I'll ever wear. hold on a second. But I started wearing them last year on the Colorado Trail, and I was sold, basically. I didn't start out wearing them this year. They do have a lighter sock, Smartwool PhD, that would have been good in the desert. I didn't know that. So in the desert, as you look at my gear review, I had a real thin biking sock. And it worked great. But it's a thin sock, so it doesn't last as long. It only lasted like, to softly's 450 miles. But anyhow, also, I haven't been able to do a gear review. I've been lazy, and I apologize. I did add another piece of gear that I bought in REI from, it's been really cold at night, and I'm using my 35-degree Western Mountaineering bag, and it's working great. However, arm's getting tired. However, I just needed a little bit, because a couple of nights I had to sleep with my down jacket on, and I don't mind doing that, but it takes away from my pillow. The down jacket makes a good pillow. But so I picked up a bag liner that drops my rating 8.5 degrees. So it's about 10 ounces, I think. You know, it's one of those things on a through hike. You start out with certain gear, and that's why I do want to do that mid-trek gear review, because your gear changes. Because you'll send stuff home, have stuff sent out to you. Hardly any, not everybody sticks with the same gear that they start out with. So when you see gear reviews, that is what they started with, but it changes as the weather changes, because you're out here for 5 months, and some of the gear you wear in the summertime you're not going to wear in the fall or late spring when you started. And I can only imagine what it's like on the Appalachian Trail, because you start late winter, early spring, and it's really cold, and then you get into the summer months and it's super hot. I live in the Midwest, so we have similar climate with all the humidity and stuff. So your gear does change, and I have a box at home of all my backpacking gear, and then I tell my wife to send me whatever it is I need, and so that's kind of what I do. I have 2 tents. I also have a hammock, but I haven't had the hammock shipped out yet, and I don't know if I will. I love hammocks, but everything's going good with the shelter I'm using. In the Sierras, I had my Cabela's tent sent out. It's a lot like the MSR Hubba, and because of the mosquitoes, and it does get cold at night in the high Sierras, and it provided extra warmth, but it was heavier, a lot heavier than what my shelter is. So I sent it home at Tahoe, and so yeah, your gear does change a little bit. I changed my shirt because the white one was just made me look like a homeless guy, and I only chose white for the desert to reflect the heat a little. And so I still got this shirt, picked it up at Tahoe. It'll go the rest of the way with me. I love it. I'm wearing the same shorts I started with. They used to be black, they're now like smoke gray, and I only got one little hole in them. Go Light makes a good running short, and got a little sap on the butt, but that happens. Great shorts. Of course, as you know, the shoes change. They gotta change, unless you're wearing a boot. But I don't wear boots. I don't like my feet sweating. I don't have nothing against boots, but I love the trail runners. So yeah, it's kind of talking to you. You can see, in the background what it's like to walk through. It's kind of neat. I haven't walked through a lava field since I was in Hawaii, and of course that lava field is a lot newer, more recent than what this is. This happened a long time ago. I was walking in a lava field in Hawaii that happened in early 80s, I think. So it is a little different. But yeah, see Mount Washington. It's a really neat looking peak. Kind of give you a clue what the trail looks like here. This is nice here, but yeah. So a lot of dead wood. This is no place to take a break. That is for sure. So anyways, I did have a gentleman ask me why I go by my name Pacemaker. I was given that name. I was actually given that name by my wife before I started the Colorado Trail. And I go by the name Pacemaker not because I set the pace or I'm fast or anything, but because I have a pacemaker, and it keeps my heart beating. I don't let it slow me down. There we go. I hope to inspire people, and I know I've inspired several out here on the trail. But yeah, I mean, when you have something like that, it's nice that other people can see. Just because you have a pacemaker or something else, for that matter, it doesn't mean you can't still fulfill your dreams. And you know, we only get one chance in life. We only know of this life. We don't know, you know, we don't know what happens in our eternal life. We don't know what God has in store for us. So in this life, it's short, and you want to live it up, and I am living it up. I am checking something off of my bucket list by completing this trail, so, and I'm not letting the pacemaker slow me down. I've only had it for like 2 years. I was 42 when I got my pacemaker. I'm now 44, and yeah, just if you've got ambitions and dreams, go for it. I mean, you got to. This is your life. Live it up. Have fun. Enjoy the thunder out of yourself. When opportunities knock, answer the door. That's what I did with this trail. I was laid off after 19 years and decided before I go back to work, I was going to knock this out. So, anyways, I'm getting closer to Washington. But yeah, probably enough with the pep talk. So, I had some occurrences happen while I was in town, and they were really hard to deal with. And they were occurrences that, you know, happen at home, which is nothing I can do about here. So I wasn't feeling good, and that's the reason why I took another day off in Sisters. Just trying to deal with some things, and so anyways, maybe one of these days I'll share more of that with you, who knows. But had some good news too. Of course, my friend and my brother have been, well, they've been my rock on this trip. They've been really encouraging me and helping me through the tough times and working through the problems that has occurred at home. So, but yeah, yesterday I wasn't feeling good. I was going to hit a trail yesterday and I didn't, and took that day off, and woke up today, got a good night's sleep, woke up great, feeling great. So I headed out at 9 o'clock this morning. It took me about 30 minutes to get a hitch up to McKenzie Pass, and got up there and got started. But so anyways, I'm talking a lot on this segment, so I'll let you go. It'll take forever to upload when I get back into town, but that's okay. It's just, I kind of like this area. I'll show it to you one more time. Just beautiful. Get a little better shot. Mount Washington. Okay, everyone. Thanks for watching. This is Pacemaker, and happy trails.